What's up, family? It's Peabo the Fairweather Rider coming back at you again. Seems like something always happens every time I get on one of these Chieftains. Yesterday I got on one and my camera ran out of battery. So today I'm getting on one. This is a different one. As you can see, this one has higher bars on it. I believe it also has the upgraded sound system, has some stage 1 exhaust, the Freedom exhaust. As I said before, I'm not really worried about the sound system, or more worried about the ride. And believe it or not, but the device that I use to attach my camera to my helmet, one of the inserts broke, so I'm hoping that I don't lose my camera on this ride. Yeah, sounds a lot better. You can tell that's not stopped. So let's get out here on this ride. Let's put it in sports mode from the start instead of starting off in standard mode. This is the Thunderstroke, so it doesn't have that advanced technology on it. That's why it sounds so sweet with those exhausts. All right, now let's get this thing going. I guess what we have is a combination. So what's really being tested are these bars, because the bars that were on those other ones were really low, and these seem to be just right. Yep. Like I said, I'm hoping I don't lose my camera. Seat seems like it's comfortable. Another Indian right there. This is the Thunderstroke version. Yep. I just hit that big bump back there, and I can tell you that this thing feels a lot better than that Street Glide did. This Thunderstroke engine sounds good, but you can definitely tell the power difference between this and that 112 Power Plus. And once again, on a test ride, I'm stuck behind a train. I'm going to wait for this train to pass by, then we're going to start this test ride again. But this is the screen right here that you will go to if you want to make changes to the home screen. You have 3 items over here that appear on the side, the right side of the home screen, and you can replace any of these with one of these. This tells you your trip miles, the fuel economy that you're getting, 35 miles to a gallon. I think that's 35 miles to a gallon is mainly because of the type of riding that's been done on this bike. If you were to spend a little time on the highway, you're probably going to get 37 at the least, but you probably get a little more. Got the tire pressure, you can put that over here. You can check this tire pressure. You got a home link for your garage door opener. I don't know if it's the same on this as it is on my Pursuit, but in order for me to use the home link, there was a device that I had to pop off the dash and install in order for me to be able to use the home link. You can get it from Indian. They also sell them on Amazon if you don't want to buy it directly from Indian. But I think they cost about the same price regardless of whether you get it from Amazon or from Indian. So this is the speedometer. You got the fuel gauge that'll tell you how many miles to empty. You get that over here. The direction in which you're traveling, the radio station if you want to listen to the radio. And this right here is the voltage meter. So you can put any one of those over here on this side. As you can see now, that the tire pressure has the voltage for the battery, and then it has your trip meter. And then once you're done, you can either hit done or you can hit that check right there in the corner. So I'm gonna hit done, and now we're back to the home screen, and you can see the things here. You can control this home screen by the buttons here on the bottom. There are 2 buttons on the back of the handlebars. This button on the left-hand side allows you to toggle through the different screens. I initially thought this button right here on the right-hand side controlled something, but on this model, it actually does nothing. The button on the right-hand side, I have since learned, is for the models that don't have the infotainment system. Maybe something like those Scout 101s, where you have the little small 3 to 5 inch screen, a circle screen. This is what you would use to select things once you were to toggle through using the left hand side. So on the touring models such as the Chieftan, the Roadmaster, the Challenger, Pursuit, that button does nothing. So what else can we talk about? This bike comes with heated grips. This bike right here is the 116 Thunderstroke. So it does not come with the electronically adjustable Fox monoshock. This one would have to be manually adjusted. But it does come with the Fox monoshock in the rear. So you have the buttons here. This is for your fuel tank. This is the dummy. This is the real one. On the Power Plus models, we have buttons down here. So I believe this one is a dummy, but I believe that you can install another either 12-volt outlet or some accessory here if you wanted to. That's a little beyond my my technical capabilities, so I wouldn't be doing it. And here's your battery tender. The strangest thing I noticed, and the difference between the Indian models and the Harley Davidson models, especially when you get up to the CVO level, is that the battery tender on this bike is a lot more accessible than it is on the Harley. On the Harley ones that I test rode, you have to look under the seat between the left saddlebag and the seat, and that's where you'll find the battery tender. It's not impossible to get to, but this one is just more convenient. Hey family, there's a train on the track down there, so I'm gonna see if I can find a way around it. So as I said, I'm trying to see if I can find a way around this track. And I think I might have ended up on the same, I think I'm on the back end of the riding path. But we're gonna see. Yep, I think I'm on the back end of the loop. But trying to find my way around that train, give me an opportunity to ride this bike. What I want an opportunity to do is get on the highway. Yep. So that turn back there is where we would turn to get on the highway, and I'm about to get on there right now. This will be the real test, y'all, for my camera too. Remember I told y'all that the device that I used to hold my camera in place and broke. So let's see if we can get up to speed. Yeah, I'm getting some decent wind protection. A lot better than I thought it would be. And as you heard me say before, I like that shield right there. I'm pretty sure it's the same shield that I have on my Indian Pursuit. just tall enough so that I'm not getting any wind buffeting on my helmet. I like the setup on this bike, but I am pretty sure that I would rather have a brake pad rather than that brake peg. I would really like to have a heel toe shifter. You can tell that this bike has some upgrades done to the engine, and it also has the Stage 1 Freedom exhaust that are sold from Indian. So everything on this bike right here, you can get it built when you order the bike online from Indian Motorcycles and have it delivered to your local Indian dealership. But I do believe that you have to have the 112 Power Plus in order to take advantage of that upgraded technology. You know, the hill hold assist, front rear collision warnings, blind spot detection, and then link braking. So when I rode this bike in Shreveport, Louisiana, at the end of that session, I pretty much said that I'm going to take it off the list. Even though it's not at the top of my list, I believe I'm going to put it back on there. But if I'm going to get one, it's going to have to be the Elite model. And I'm saying the Elite model because there's very little that I would have to do to the Elite model. The Elite model, I just have to add some bars, a heel shifter, and maybe replace the peg for the shifters and the brake. Add some exhaust, probably about 4 or 5 things, and leave it just as it is. This is the part I went through yesterday with all the bumps. When I was riding that street glide, I told y'all that I need to change lanes because I was feeling all the bumps. Riding this Indian over those same bumps proves to me that coming from the factory, the suspension on the Indian is superior to the suspension on the Harley. That's not to say that you can't upgrade the suspension on a Harley. I noticed that a lot of people do to try to make the Harley Davidson their own. But I have not had to upgrade the suspension on mine because it comes with that Fox monoshock that's electronically adjustable. So I said at the demo days in Shreveport that this bike was an absolute joy to ride, and it still is, whether you put it in the 116 Thunderstroke engine or the 112. So yeah, I'm gonna add this one back to my list, to my short list. I like this Thunderstroke engine, but I also like that new technology. So if it comes down to it, a choice between the new technology and the Thunderstroke engine, I'm going to choose the new technology. Let me switch the mode on here. I'm going to put it in standard mode. That's what it was in when I got it. So I just changed up the mode to put it in standard mode. You can tell the difference between the modes. I think you're able to access a little more of that torque in sports mode than you are in standard mode. But this bike is still a joy to ride. At some point, I'm going to narrow my list down to my top 5. The only one that I would like to put on my list, but I'm going to need to ride it first. Honda produces that Africa Twin, which is a adventure touring motorcycle that's in the same category as the Pan America. So I believe that before I pull the trigger on the Pan America, I think it's only being fair to myself that I ride another adventure touring motorcycle just to see how they compare. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube where it seems like a lot of people are moving more in the direction of the Africa Twin than the Pan America. But I think if you are a true Harley guy, you're probably going to go with that Pan America. I don't have the same brand loyalty that I see from most Harley riders. So buying something other than a Harley Davidson wouldn't be a big deal to me. But if the Harley Davidson is the best option, I have no issue buying that either. I can see myself learning to do some slow speed maneuvers on this thing though. Yep. Probably a little more easier to maneuver around than my Pursuit. I don't know, guys. I think my camera may be alright, but I'm gonna find out. This is the Indian Chieftan with the 116 Thunderstroke engine. As you can see, it has those Freedom exhaust that you can get when you get it built by Indian. It has the upgraded engine. I believe that's the stage 1 kit. Has the upgraded speaker systems. Those are the ones that glow when you use them. I've heard them before, so that I didn't turn them on this ride. I know they sound great. As I said, guys, it's back on the list. Might make my top 5. We'll see. I like it though. If I get one, it'll have to be the Elite model. This is a great bike. Fairweather Rider. And I finally got some footage of me riding an Indian Chieftan. And I like it. If you have a bike out there and you really like it, then you should be putting some miles on it. I'll be back.